What is up, you guys? So, bear with me because I had a lot of caffeine and I feel really hyper, but I'm trying to tone it down. But anyways, what's up, you guys? It is Sammy from Fandomverse Comics, back with more comic book news. So I do have DC here with me, the new comics that will be out for December 1st. And this was the first week where I genuinely liked almost everything. Like, normally there's like maybe 3 or 4 books from like, whatever. But this I was really like, oh, you're my favorite. No, you're my favorite. And then it just kept happening and I was like, wow, okay. So anyways, stay tuned. So let's start with the top of the list, and that is gonna be one that actually surprised me this week because reading about it beforehand, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna really, it's gonna be another whatever book. But Justice League Endless Winter #1 was actually my favorite this week. I haven't really been digging Justice League right now, but this book was so good, well written, kept me entertained the whole time. Got to see some old villains I haven't seen in a while, which made me pretty happy. And then you get a brand new villain that we haven't heard of, and I was wondering when I saw the checklist about Endless Winter, I was like, how is Black Adam gonna tie into this? But they explain that in this issue. Can't wait for the next one. I just enjoyed this thing thoroughly, the whole thing, so. Top #1 book this week. I never thought that my favorite, like, Endless Winter. Now I'm looking forward to collecting all of them. But the next one on my list, I feel like everybody can kind of predict because if you know me, you know I love these two characters very much. And that is Batman Catwoman #1 Black Label. And so I was almost like, I don't think I'm gonna like this book because so much hype has been on it and I'm afraid of being disappointed, and it kind of happened with like Batman 3 Jokers and Batman War, like, you know, the Joker War and everything like that. Like, I loved all of it, but you know, there's points where you're like, you build up so much and so much excitement where you're like, oh, well, it was good. But this book actually made me, I was very happy and pleased with. And this was book 1, and I hope they can keep the hype all the way through all 12 issues. So this right here is the first one. This cover is actually by Man. And yeah, I was pretty happy. So the big thing about this comic is that they're saying this is the first appearance of Phantasm in the comic book paper world. Because, you know, from the movie. But I want to beg to differ. I mean, does this count? Does this count? So this is the official, the official comics adaptation of the Warner Brothers motion picture Mask of the Phantasm Batman. So this is like a little comic book. And it has Phantasm in here along with Andrea and, of course, you know, Batman's first love, so they say. But is this not a comic adaptation of the character, you know? No? Does it count? I don't know. Anyways, up for debate. But this book was so good. I got to see an older version of Selena Kyle, which was pretty neat. And she meets up with somebody, and it's another older version of a character in the Gotham world. And I loved it. But the ending left me hanging because I'm like, is Selena get to finally kill this person? I don't know. But I just definitely recommend this book for anybody who loves Batman and Catwoman. So, oh, and right here I do have the Jim Lee cover. There was a lot of amazing covers that came out with this issue, but I just grabbed those two because I was like, yeah, I don't want to grab every cover. I'm probably going to buy every cover, honestly. But, yes. And next on my list, this is not my third favorite of the week, but one I really wanted to point out. So that is going to be The Dark Multiverse, Wonder Woman, War of the Gods #1. And what I'm hoping that this is not a one-shot. I'm gonna have to look into it because I felt like the ending was so unfinished. It was such a good story because I love everything with the Dark Multiverse because it's like the characters you know, but with a flip and a twist. And, you know, as the cover kind of shows, you got to see everybody die, basically. Almost everybody. But a Dark Wonder Woman, you know, she honestly in here, she kind of looked like a Wonder Woman meets Lobo. But yes. It was fun. It was definitely different. And next on my list is going to be Batman 104, of course. So right here is the A cover. But in here you get to see more of Ghostmaker and his backstory and his relationship with Bruce Wayne when they were younger and why they have so much tension and heat towards each other. You finally get like a backstory. You don't get to hear his name, but you get to see more of him. More Clown Hunter, more Harley, which you do see from the cover. And I have a feeling finally we get to see Poison Ivy in the next issue, I'm hoping. That's just a theory, but there's definitely enough hints in here to point in that direction. And we do have the B cover, which is a Matina for the Batman 104. Ooh, and this one actually is number 3 on my list. I just threw Wonder Woman in, but DCeased Dead Planet number 6. This was the 3rd favorite this week. And because I've liked the whole zombie vibe with DC, but it wasn't like my favorite thing. But this issue I really, really loved. Ooh, backtrack just for a second. Something I want to point out for Batman 104. Okay. I was reading this, the art style threw me off so much when I was reading this because it was like I was reading a manga at one point. It was like after Ghostmaker talks and all of a sudden like the art style was like, this is different. I wanted to like, every time the character was talking, I wanted like an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, the intensity. Like when they were talking, I was just like, okay, this is different. It was good though, kid you not, I love this issue. I just wanted to throw that in there. But back to DCeased Dead Planet number 6. I loved this through the whole entire comic. I was very happy. They use Swamp Thing to help, well, a lot of characters work together to try and figure out, but I think they finally have a cure for these zombies. And the ending with Constantine, that's all I'm gonna say. I was just like, yeah. Very caught off guard, and I actually liked the whole issue. So, and the B cover, oh. Dr. Fate looks freaking crazy, which he does play a part in here multiple times in this issue. So it's just right to have him for that cover. And one I can't seem to get into, which is Strange Adventures number 7. Yes. So I love the art style. I love the art style in this book, but it's just not one of my favorite books, but this will be out on December 1st as well. And if you do see the cover, there is a tiny little Batman right there, and that's because he does make a little baby appearance in the book. And next, to end all the comics that will be out this week, it's going to be Batman The Adventures Continue number 7, which is mainly about Red Hood in this whole issue. And yeah, so if you like the whole animated series, I feel like you definitely like this book because I feel like it's the same kind of art style, and basically it is that. But yeah, that's all the DC books I want to dive into this week. But I am so excited for Future State. There were so many different ads through all the DC issues this week that kept making me more and more excited. But please do that social media thing where you like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.